Hey everyone, thank you for checking out today's video. My name is Scott Johnston, and today I'm going to be talking about the pursuit of happiness. You see, we're all on this mission to find happiness. We're all searching and seeking and looking and trying to find this thing that's going to make us happy. We're trying to get it and achieve it, right? As if happiness is something you can grasp or hold or get like it's an object. Now, before I go any further with this, let's just understand what happiness is. It isn't an object. It isn't a thing we can grab or go and get. Okay, what happiness is it's an emotion. It's a feeling. Okay? It's something that you can't quite grasp, right? And also, it's important to realize that happiness, like any other emotion or feeling, is just that, an emotion or a feeling, nothing more. Now, we often put a hierarchy on emotions and feelings. So, for example, if I have sadness, okay, or anger, or fear, or anxiety, that's going to be here. And then I put happiness up here, and then I'll put joy and bliss and all of that, like they're above sadness, anxiety, and fear, right? But really, that's just a construct that we've created because we like this one and we don't like this one. But in actuality, they're equal, neutral. One is not greater than or less than the other. They're just emotion. They're just feeling. And they are all on an even playing field. So it's kind of, pointless to say that one's more than or greater than one or the other. And now I understand we like happiness more. I do too. I don't like to be sad. But it's important to realize that they're on an even playing field, because when we realize they're on an even playing field and they're equal, then we're not going to necessarily believe that we need to achieve one or the other. Now, all of these emotions, sadness, anxiety, fear, doubt, happiness, joy, bliss, those are all temporary things, meaning they don't last. So if you've taken my advice in previous videos and you've become more self-aware, you've been aware of your thoughts and aware of your feelings, and you've been examining and observing them, you will notice that you will feel anxiety for a little bit, but then it will pass. You will feel sadness for a little bit, and then it will pass. You will feel happiness for a little bit, and then it will pass. None of these emotions or feelings last. They're all fleeting. They're all temporary. They're all in constant flux. So for us to seek happiness, we are seeking something that is temporary, that is insubstantial, and that will not last or satisfy. It will be there, then it will be gone. It will be there, then it will be gone. So we will forever be seeking, because these are temporary emotions, right? So it's important that we realize that. And another important thing to realize is that when we are seeking or looking, where are we seeking or looking? We start our lives seeking and looking for happiness. Our adult lives anyway, or when we get a bit older, we start, whether we know it or not. And then we get older, years pass, And then we find ourselves still seeking. Why are you still seeking? Why are we still looking? Why are we still searching for something? I'll tell you why. It's because we're looking in the wrong place. We're looking out there, out here, in this fleeting world, this external world. You see, we are bombarded with, the next new iPhone, this food that tastes so good, it's going to make us happy, the new computer, the new car, the new purse, the new pants, the new relationship. Whatever it is, we go seeking it because we think it's going to make us happy. We're seeking happiness in an external object. External meaning outside of yourself. And we don't find it. And then we keep searching. Failing to realize that we're looking in the wrong place. You will never find it out there. You won't find happiness in the new phone. Now, granted, okay, you get the new phone, let's say, and it makes you happy for a little bit. Maybe the day when you have it, maybe that next week. But does that happiness last? No, it doesn't. Because if it did, you wouldn't be searching still. You wouldn't still be seeking. Okay? In order to find anything that is worthwhile, in order to find truth, in order to find things that last, things with substance, we must look within. And until we start looking within, there's going to be a lot of suffering and being unsatisfied, searching for something in this imperfect world. Nothing in this external world will satisfy you or last. It will for a short while, but it will not last permanently. So it's important to realize that, you can shop all you want. You can get all the money in the world you want. The saying's quite true. You can't buy happiness. And it's also important to understand that the very fact of seeking happiness is almost like, misleading, or is almost going to create more suffering for yourself, because, and before I go on, I want to clarify, I'm not saying that it's bad to have happiness, and I'm not saying that I don't want happiness. I want to be happy. I don't want to be sad. Okay? So stay with me on this. I'm not saying that happiness is bad, okay? But what I am saying is that it is a fleeting emotion, and it doesn't last. So what we really should be searching for inwardly is equanimity, being equanimous. And now what equanimity is basically being that boulder in the stream of rapids that doesn't move, no matter how much water, how much ice, how many fish, how many air bubbles, how many rocks, how many boats, whatever goes over it, that boulder is unshakable. It doesn't move this way or that way. It just stays right here. And it watches the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings, the external circumstances. But it just does that. It watches and observes, and it doesn't move. It doesn't get affected by what happens. It doesn't get swayed or react to things that are happening. It just observes. So that's really what you should be trying to, or where you should be trying to get to in your mental state. You should be trying to get to a place where you can just observe without attachment or aversion. A place where you can just watch. and not be pulled or pushed by whatever happens in your thoughts and your feelings or in the external world. So what'll happen is we will get depressed or we'll get sad, and then we go and seek the last thing that gave us that boost or that dopamine rush or that happiness or that joy. So whether it be the food we just ate or, the phone we bought or whatever it is, I'm just using examples. But we'll go and seek that, even if we know that didn't last, we'll go seek it because it did give us a boost. It did give us a temporary happiness, a temporary high, right? A great example of this is drugs and alcohol, right? Like we are down and feeling depressed, so it's like, okay, we go and do a drug or we go and have a drink, and then that makes us feel better. Great. But then, you guessed it, that wears off and that doesn't last. And then what do? Well, we get more, because that's the last thing that satisfied us. And then the cycle continues on autopilot. And most of us are doing this, and not necessarily with drugs, but with objects, with clothes, with food, with people. Where we feel there's a hole to fill, and so we go and try and fill it in external objects, and never to fill the hole, because that hole doesn't actually exist. So it's important to realize, what's going on in your body, in your mind, your thought, speech, action. Become aware of that. And once you become aware of that, then you can start taking control of your life, because now you can observe. And until you can observe, you're not actually going to see what's going on, and you're going to be on autopilot. And when you find that calm center, that equanimous place to observe from, you are no longer going to want to seek out in this external world for things like happiness or joy or bliss or satisfaction. You're just not going to desire it, because you're going to have this center, you're going to have this place that you observe from. You're going to have equanimity. And now so many people say, oh, you found inner peace. Great. I don't know what that really means. Like, if that means being that center, being in that equanimous state to observe from, then yes. But that isn't to say that, bad stuff doesn't happen, or that, thoughts come that I don't like, or that emotions come like anxiety that I don't like, because those still come. They still arise. But I'm constantly working at it, and I'm constantly watching it. I'm being absolutely vigilant and doing my absolute best to not be swayed one way or the other by what happens. And, whatever it is that you want to do to increase your awareness, to be able to look inwardly, whatever practice that may be for you, whether it be yoga or, the traditional Buddhism meditation, whatever it is for you, do that. I meditate every day. This isn't just like a one-time thing and done. It's like literally every second, being constantly aware. So I guess to summarize the video, don't seek for anything such as happiness or any emotion outside of yourself in this external world. Don't seek in external objects. Don't depend on external objects to make you happy or to satisfy you, because guess what? They will not. You will literally search until the day you die, still searching. So, look within. That is where you will find answers. I hope you guys resonated with some of the things said in this video. Thank you again for watching, and as you know, all too well, I love you.